versus Indiana matchup on their home turf at Hard Rock Stadium January 19th. Miami last won the national title in 2001 with a perfect record under coach Larry Coker. It's 79 degrees at 2 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
We are 2 hours away from being 2 hours closer to the wild card game on Sunday. So excited to talk some Jaguars football today. And we do have news to report when it comes to Jaguars left tackle Cole Van Lanen. He was working off to the side during practice today. That was after not practicing Wednesday and Thursday. He told Ryan O'Halloran that it was good to be back out there for a little bit today, and he did what he could, but he said we'll see what happens. That was his quote.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Cole Van Lanen plays. Obviously, none of us do at this point in time. Was hoping he would have been able to practice yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds like he's probably not going to be able to go. That's a shame. He really stepped up and did a good job. I don't know. I'm not
paid too.
I know.
Yeah, of course, I know, and I'm sure he, that just kills him at the time of the year. But at least he's off to the side, so that doesn't mean it's that serious, but serious enough that they got to keep an eye on it.
Hopefully, if the Jaguars win, Cole Van Lanen
can come back. If that's the case, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying
and
to say I know.
maybe he's the emergency swing tackle on Sunday.
I'll see what happens compared to you'll see me out there. Two different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope the best for him because he's really been a heck of a player.
Yeah, and that's what I think that maybe it is. I mean, clearly he didn't practice the rest of the week at all, and then limited capacity to today. So it doesn't seem like it's trending in the right direction that you want for this weekend.
Yeah, right.
But when the Jags win on Sunday,
there we go.
You are you're getting, hopefully during that time you're giving him rest this week and get through next week to where you can have him. And
if you're talking about a bad situation, it would be you had your same left tackle all season long, and then all of a sudden before the wild card weekend, your left tackle's not able to go. That's not the situation here in Jacksonville. Right. Your left tackle for most of the season, Walker Little, is readily available. Right. And Patrick McCary can slide back in at right guard. So that was the starting five you had to begin the season is going to be your starting five most likely on Sunday. There are worse situations.
Yeah, no doubt. And McCary, he's good. Is he healthy?
I believe he should be good to go.
He had that back injury, but hopefully he can get out there because one guy down. If you have him, you still have a Doga, which we haven't seen in a long time. But
McCary was limited at practice Wednesday and yesterday.
Okay,
so we don't know about today.
Okay, so we don't know. Maybe Wyatt. You see a Wyatt Milam in there. Who knows? But that's why they have 7 or 8 guys they can plug in. Mm-hmm. They feel confident. I mentioned in one of the takeaways earlier about Sean Surratt, the offensive line coach. He gets him ready to play. I was really beginning to like Walker Little at right guard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was just that block, but he just seemed like it kind of fit for him a little bit, but he can play that left tackle. Look, and the thing about the offense too is like they're 20% of the time in that extra offensive tackle
the
out there.
package.
So when you lose a guy, that hurts that as well. It affects it, but they'll figure it out. They'll get the guys out there. They'll have the right attitude. They'll be prepared, and they're going to pound the rock, hopefully, and then go downfield a little bit. And hopefully this is Brian Thomas Jr.'s breakout show. 2 touchdowns all year. I'd love to see him have a breakout game.
At least there's options when it comes to whose game it could be as far as
the
majority
pass
of the workload.
catchers.
Yeah, the good news, Taylor, is Robert Hainsey is not on the injury report. So your center, your communicator is definitely going to play on Sunday.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we talked about a lot during the offseason and the Jaguars coaching staff did is the versatility side of things, and that's why certain players they kept here or brought in here, and that comes with the offensive line. We've seen it a ton this year, guys playing multiple different positions along the lines, and then also the secondary, the guys that being able to move the guys around in the secondary a lot. That was another thing. We talked so much about the versatility, and that helps a lot once you get into those moments. Right now, the secondary is kind of beat up too. The offensive line's a little bit beat up, but you have guys that you feel like you can move around and you don't feel terrified. In previous years, you lose one of those guys and you're like, oh no, what do we do?
Yeah, you don't miss a beat when they go in there. They can do multiple things. I mean, look, the more versatile you are, the more valuable you are to the team. So and they've shown it on the O-line. And, it's funny, shame on me, because when they were doing it during the, the camp, like, what the hell are they doing? Like, why aren't they naming their O-line? Yeah, but it's like musical chairs out there. You're moving them all around, and they knew what they were doing, getting them ready. And Liam did say it. He said, look, we learned from being with the Rams that you got to have multiple guys that can play multiple positions just in case. Guys get hurt. Things happen. I mean, look at that poor kid Lacey rips off the 73-yard or whatever, and he hurts his hammy. What a shame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What a shame. No, I know he did, but he's still, affected him, obviously.
It definitely can change.
He was out for a while.
But yeah, that was one of the smartest things that this regime did, and it is because Liam had that prior experience, and James Gladstone certainly had that prior experience with the Rams and the attrition on the offensive line. The first Duval on Sunday will be delivered by Mike Peterson.
Mo P.
Awesome.
And
one of the best.
I tweeted out about from the Helmets and Heels account, because of course my Twitter account has been hacked for a while now, but
it's spreading through 1010. Everybody be careful.
It's like a flu epidemic around these parts, but that the Jaguars gave us a hint, because that video that they put out a few days ago had Mike Peterson narrating it, so we should have guessed he was going to deliver the first Duval. And then the national anthem will be by Susan Tedeschi of Tedeschi Truck Band.
Of course, yeah,
she performed.
Awesome.
She performed the national anthem before the Bills game in 2018, January 2018, that wild card game, and she performed along with her husband Derek Trucks the national anthem before the Chargers wild card game as well.
Keep the vibes going.
That guy's
Whatever
a
you
prodigy when it comes to playing
they're all such musicians.
Absolutely.
I
think it's
they're
just
nice
her
too,
on
people.
They're fantastic.
Really
people.
nice
And they're
people.
season ticket members.
They love the Jags. They love them. Yep.
So that'll be exciting. And then Taylor, you didn't get the message, but Tom and I did. Wear teal. Teal today, teal on Sunday. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Teal.
But yeah, teal jerseys, teal pants, white socks will be the Jaguars uniform combo. And so the Jags are encouraging everyone on Sunday to wear teal. I'm sure Jaguars fans out there have plenty of it.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt. I tell you, the full teal's not my favorite combination, but whatever, man. Just wear whatever helps you win. And I love that Mo P's back. I got it real quick. When I finally got over not being able to play, it takes a minute, and then I got to become a fan. And I'll never forget Mike Peterson. He had a one-on-one in the open field with Jamal Lewis, who I think the year before or that year rushed for the 2,000 whatever yards. He was a total beast, like 240 pounds, big, muscular guy, right in the open field. And Mo P stoned him. I mean, they were going, neither one of them, gave an inch. They went flat out at each other, and he hit him so hard you could hear it in the stands crack, and down he went. And I was like, that's a bad mofo right there. And he was we've had a lot of great linebackers. We really have, man. And Mo P is one of those guys. Great leader, great hitter. And of course, you know him from Florida. He was great there too. So, yeah, I'm glad we got him from Indy. Remember, he was with Indianapolis. It was great that we were able to bring him down to Jayville.
He came to the good guys.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And you have a special place in your heart for linebackers, since
I appreciate. You appreciate like Daryl and Pods, and there's others, but and even guys that Eddie Robinson, Hardy, those guys, Boyer, all of us, it's the I'm by. Actually, I think the most fun, however you say that. What did I say there? Most fun. Thank you. Thank you. Would be the one-on-one pass rusher. That's got to be just the best. I don't know. It's one-on-one. You know what I mean? It's hand-to-hand combat. It's you against him. I mean, of course, they chip you, that kind of. Middle backer's great because you should be in on every play, or at least near it every play. So you're hitting something. It might be a lineman. They might block you, or you're hitting a fullback, or you're
getting thudded inside.
You're inside, the muck. And it's funny. Lonnie Marshall will tell you, when I got hurt in '99, he moved into the middle, and he would come talk to me during the season. He's like, I hate middle linebacker. It's too much stuff. There's all these muck, you're hitting. He like being on the outside, but we've had some really, really good backers, and it's awesome. Look, good kickers and good backers. How about that? We've had quite the few,
and now some good quarterbacks.
Oh
as well.
Absolutely. We've had good.
Trevor Lawrence is playing quite well this season, and he and Cam Little were named AFC Offensive and Special Teams Players of the Month for December/January. I don't know why it's /January. I know it was 1 week in January, one game in January, but either way, that's awesome for both of them. Cam Little has been phenomenal, as we know, but I think and we expected that. Trevor Lawrence had high expectations, but I don't know that anyone expected that the second half of the season he would look like one of the best quarterbacks in all of the NFL. And we're going to need that game on Sunday, obviously, because Josh Allen and the Bills are coming to town as well.
Time to shine.
Yeah.
Time to shine once again. I mean, look, he's got all the confidence in the world, and he should. I mean, he's got command of the offense. When you got that to me, like, you're not thinking as much. You're just going out there and playing, and it's shown. I hope he runs when he's supposed to. I hope his instinct takes over and says, I'm going to make something happen when I have to. Being smart with the football, which he has been, knock on wood, especially in the pocket, especially, when they're coming after him. So,
he's taking some big hits, Tom.
He's always taking. He's always taken. Yeah. He's always been a tough individual, and we love that. But yeah, this is his time, man. This is his stage, and we all know you go as far as your quarterback will take you. Sometimes you got the supporting cast around you, the defense included. But this is a time for Trevor Lawrence to really shine, man, and go against a guy that won the MVP last year, considered one of the best quarterbacks, and deservedly so. Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. There's no doubt. I'm not saying he's playing better than Trevor right now, but overall he is.
He has a better resume.
Go toe to toe, right? Go toe to toe, man. Brunell and Elway. Let's go. It does. I know more goes into it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to that. Yeah. Right. You look, Caleb and Love. They're going to go at it. It matters that much how well your quarterback plays. So it's just time to shine, and I think he's going to do great. I think his confidence is through the roof, and it should be. It should be.
And look, I think everybody would agree in the sense of you don't really care how you win this weekend. You just want to win the football game. But I think this is the perfect time and opportunity for Trevor to say, I'm here. And you had that playoff game, you come back against the Chargers, but everyone also is like, okay, well, he threw 4 picks in the first half and then the Chargers charged. To have that next narrative happen where this is Trevor Lawrence's team, I think would be fantastic. But win the football game, that's what is first and foremost.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football, and the Jags walked away with that victory, right? He went toe-to-toe with Bo Nix in Denver.
Herbert.
Right, Justin Herbert for sure. That one was an easy one almost. Yeah. And then toe-to-toe with Bo Nix, right? So he's been ticking them off. But again, it's not a quarterback versus quarterback game.
It's not. But it goes on the resume, and playoffs
But people always talk about it.
Yeah, they'll say like Josh Allen's record against Patrick Mahomes and the regular season compared to the play.
Yep, absolutely. You're right about that. All right, programming note, we will not have Eric Armstead today. He is going to focus on playoff football on Sunday, but we will chat with Jarrett Bell of USA Today Sports when we come back. And at 3:15, we will talk to Eric Wood, former Pro Bowl center for the Buffalo Bills, and get some insight as we go behind enemy lines. But keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Every great engine has something special under the hood.
Woo! Hey, you want to drive?
It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Boom, drive it, set up, there you go.
On 1010XL.
Gotta be 6, fellas. We gotta get 6.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference. But what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Catch the Jacksonville Jaguars every day.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
With Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Talking teal every weekday from 10 to noon.
Jaguars Today.
On 1010XL.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
ET here, and when the lunch hour hits, fuel up like you mean it with Lunch at the Lodge at your local Twin Peaks. With hearty, crave-worthy classics that hit the spot. Sink your teeth into our juicy cheeseburger and fries, grilled fresh to order and stacked really high. Or go lighter, but loaded with flavor with our fresh chicken Caesar salad. Or the fan favorite, the turkey avocado smash with sweet potato fries. Really hungry? Our crispy golden chicken tenders and fries are ready when you are. Quick from the kitchen, satisfying on the plate. Join us for lunch at the local lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Home of the 29-degree draft.
Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Tom McManus, former Jaguars linebacker, is here. Taylor Dahl is here. RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you, and we are joined now by Jarrett Bell, USA Today Sports, talking all things Bills, Jaguars, and around the NFL. Jarrett, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, what's happening? How you guys doing?
Ooh, we are ready for fired up. Yeah, we are ready for some playoff football. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know it's been a minute, and yeah, the flow has been hopping for that small market team.
Just a small market team, you know. We thank you, Sean Payton, for giving us that. And by the way, Sean McDermott, there's no chance he was going to put anything on a silver platter for Liam Cohen this week.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, looking forward to this game because I think whichever team wins, and you know, Buffalo has been down this road, and I think that's one of the interesting things that Buffalo's been in the playoffs a number of times with Josh Allen, and this is a new thing for, you know, the new era Jags. And even though Trevor has had a playoff game, it's just the whole new regime and the newness of it all that's going to make it exciting. But I think either of these teams can give anybody else in the AFC, and that includes Denver and New England and Houston and Pittsburgh, a run. I think it's just that wide open. So whoever comes out of this one has got to feel like, okay, what's next? So we'll see.
Jared, Tom McMahon, it's great to talk to you once again, man. It has been a long time, but great to have you. So you look at Josh Allen, the quarterback, in his record, regular season, then postseason, throw it to Sean McDermott, kind of the same thing. The other side of what you're saying is, man, it feels like it's their time, or when is, if it's not now, when's it going to be, right? I mean, you got all these quarterbacks that are not in it, and, of course, we feel Jacksonville's going to win this game. But how do you feel about that, man? Is there not pressure? I don't think pressure is the right word, but, man, they got to be getting tired of getting to the divisional playoff or even the AFC Championship game and then losing those big games.
Yeah, no doubt. And, especially, I mean, you talk about all the quarterbacks being out and, let's name the lineup, no Lamar Jackson,
Yep.
no Joe Burrow, and the granddaddy of them all, Patrick Mahomes, no Mahomes, right? And so Buffalo, and I've been I bet you I've been to 2 or 3 or 4 of these Buffalo games in recent years, where they lost. And especially when it comes to the Chiefs, I think because they had kind of handled Kansas City, and it happened again this year, handled Kansas City in the regular season, proved, hey, we can beat this team if we play this kind of way, so, we can hang with these guys and beat them. And then they get to the playoffs and they lose to them. So, I think they've got to be licking their chops saying that this is, an opportunity. And there's been a whole lot of, narrative surrounding the Bills really for a couple, 3 years about, okay, how big is the Super Bowl window and all of that kind of stuff. And I know McDermott has kind of said, as long as Josh Allen is here, the window is there. Yeah. And so I think that's the big X factor because, you can look at something, and the thing that's good for them actually is that they got, James Cook playing, out of this world. And it's not that he just all of a sudden became a good running back. He's been a good running back for, for his entirety of his career. But this year it's gone to another level. So you've got that. Then on the other side, their run defense has been pretty bad. And that's what I wonder about with the Jags. Do they have a running game that if they have to go that route, we know what Trevor can do, but if they have to go that route where it's, Travis Etienne and running the football down their throat, can they do it like that? So you guys are better equipped to answer that than I am, but I'm going to be looking for that.
Jared, speaking of kind of in the same realm, one of the things we talk about obviously is Buffalo's run game and how good they've been at it all year with James Cook and also what Josh Allen does with his legs. But on the other side, the Jaguars defense has the best run defense in the NFL. So that's one of the bigger storylines this weekend is, who wins that battle. Could you see this being a game that comes down to that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think the thing with Josh Allen is that, Okay. So, we know James Cook is that, and if they shut him down. But Josh Allen, I mean, that's the magic that he brings is that he does it when you think you got him bottled up and you think there's no chance, and he breaks out of there and he does something amazing. He puts on that Superman cape or whatever. And a lot of times, like, it happens when they're in the red zone or it's third down or fourth and whatever. They beat Cincinnati a couple, 3 weeks ago. It was kind of like that. He breaks off a big 40-yard run. So that's the thing with Josh Allen that it's got to just make, the Jacksonville people and the defense, actually the players more than anybody, like, okay, we can shut this thing down and have it airtight for 55 plays, and then there might be that one with Josh Allen. So you can never let up. So that'll be an interesting thing to see for sure. But you're right, and well duly noted about the Jaguars defense being number one against the run, number two in takeaways. That's a big one too. And Josh Allen is better now than he used to be at protecting the football. But every now and then you go, hey, is that the same Josh Allen that we saw back in 2021? So, so we'll see.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, the same thing, has learned to protect the football a little bit better. When it comes to around the NFL, do you think any more coaches will get fired? So if the answer is yes, that means that a coach that loses in the playoffs potentially.
Yeah, I've been chewing on that one. I don't think so, but I'm just at the point, I've been around for probably a lot longer than a lot of people into covering this league. And so it's like the thing surprised me. No, I think there's a couple different people that you want to keep an eye on. I don't think the Steelers are going to fire Mike Tomlin, but, these rumors are out there that, hey, if Tomlin wants to, walk away, on his own, that's a possibility. I don't have any inkling that is going to happen. I really don't, but that's one to keep an eye on. And then even Sean McDermott in Buffalo, if they do not win this game, I think there'll be questions about, and that's not to say that there's going to be the answer that he's not there, but it's going to intensify the heat. And we just saw a situation with John Harbaugh where, it's kind of been, in the air for, a couple years. Hey, can they get this team, so on and so forth, and big underachievers when it comes to the playoffs, and all of a sudden he's gone. So, there's not a likelihood in my mind that somebody from the playoff team is going to be gone, but there's enough smoke out there that it just wouldn't be totally shocking.
Those damn kickers costing coaches jobs, Jared. Come on. Jared Bell here with us from USA Today. All right, Jared, I've been asking guys all week. I'm going to ask you as well. Who's the most dangerous team in the AFC going into Wild Card Weekend?
Ooh, most dangerous team. I'm going to go with the Broncos, and that's probably good news for Jacksonville since they beat them. Right.
Yes. Good omen.
So I will. Yeah. And so I say Denver for a couple of reasons. One, they're going to have the bye, or they have the bye. They're going to have it, and they're going to get some rest this weekend. And then they're at home. But again, like I said, Jacksonville is so dangerous because they've beaten these teams. They split with Houston, so I know that they really destroyed the Chargers. So and then I think there's the okay, so let me back up for a second. Okay, so they split with Houston, but Houston's won like 9 in a row or something incredible like that. And Jacksonville's won 8 in a row, right? So maybe that's a matchup we need to see again, right? So there's that, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin in this situation, no, they've not done stuff during the season on a consistent basis that make you say, okay. But, I mean, is this the time that, they flick a switch or they light a candle or whatever metaphor we can come up with to say, maybe Aaron Rodgers has one in him. So that's dangerous. Now, so I don't know if that answers your question. So that's why I kind of went chalk with Denver. Now, if you ask me on the other side of it, I'm like, the LA Rams have got to be a team you don't want to play, even if you're the Seattle Seahawks, because the Rams could have beaten them and maybe should have they really should have. If you're winning by 10 points or 14, whatever it was in the fourth quarter when they were there a couple of weeks ago. So I think the Rams are definitely, qualified to be called the most dangerous team on the NFC side. But the AFC side, there's a lot of hemming and hawing coming from me.
We can understand that. When it comes to the AFC, the Jaguars, like you said, took care of business against the Chargers and the Broncos. But on the NFC side, lost significant games to the Seahawks and then got beaten to a pulp, basically, by the Rams. All right, Jarrett, we know you have a lot to do, so enjoy Wild Card Weekend. And if you're ever in town, come stop by and say hello.
I will be there tomorrow, Sunday. So
perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Excellent. Well, I'll introduce myself in the press box.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, looking forward to it. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks to you. Yeah. Like we said earlier this week, football last night, football tonight, football tomorrow, football Sunday, football Monday. Let's go. Speaking of football, I do want to get in the next segment to our special guest named Emmanuel Thallerand. That's right. One ET will be joining the playoff prowl by the Jags. There's another word in there that I can't think of right now. But he's going to be having a blast, and he's got T-shirts. I was helping him fold some playoff prowl T-shirts earlier. Stuff. Cool. So yeah, he's going to have that and tons of Jag swag. So be on the lookout for that. And then the Frangie Show also has T-shirts, right, Taylor?
Oh yes.
They'll be at Island Wing, the brand new Island Wing on Beach Boulevard later today.
Yeah, that'll be super fun. And if you want to make a little fun of the Bills Mafia type of genre, then those are the shirts that you want. That frangie. I don't know if I'm giving away what it says yet, so I'm going to keep that quiet and be a little surprised.
Yeah, I heard them say yesterday the first 80 people that get to Island Wing on Beach Boulevard will get those T-shirts.
Okay, nice.
Which, by the way, I love Island Wing. If you haven't been there,
I have.
Their food's delicious. They have like 1 billion TVs, so if you want to go watch football, it's a great place to do that.
Yeah.
I know Hayes loves their coconut shrimp. That's like his favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Cajoling? Was that the word I was looking for?
Cajoling?
Maybe cajoling?
I will say really quick, this is a little bit of a side note, but a little bit of breaking news in the college football world because the NCAA has denied Trinidad Chambliss' 6th year of eligibility.
No surprise there, just because I feel like that whole COVID time is past at this point in time. Yeah, that extra COVID year.
NFL,
but yeah,
bummer after the way
I
it
have
ended
no
last
idea where he will get drafted.
No,
Trinidad Chambliss, because he's a little bit shorter.
Yeah,
got to see him work out and all that too. I always like to see the combine and watch him throw. It's interesting. Guys don't throw; they throw. I like the guys that throw.
Me too.
Because it just shows a little bit. I think.
And that time of year, we have nothing else. So give us all the workouts.
Please throw the football.
Absolutely. All right, we'll keep it on the Jaguars when we return and check in with ET. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010X, streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents, and they will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc in your home. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Happy New Year, sports fans. Hicken here, and let's keep the skincare talk going while we ring in the new year. I know it's winter, a little cold outside. That sun is still shining, so let's always be reminded to take care of our skin. Beaches Dermatology now has a new location open in Fernandina. So if you live just a little north of Duval, you can now see the pros at Beaches Dermatology without having to make the drive to Jax. Go online to beachesdermatology.com to book your skincare appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Don't wait for leaks to tell you it's time. Start the new year with a roof built to last from Romano Brothers Roofing. Serving Jacksonville for over 45 years, their family-owned team handles repairs, full replacements, and residential or commercial installs, including durable metal roofs. They even do remodels and additions. Call 904-246-5649 or visit RomanoBrothersRoofing.com for a free estimate. License number CCC 1328893.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Hey, Hicken here for Prize Picks. This week, a special max discount promotion live on the board right now. Caleb Williams has been discounted. He only needs to go for more than a half a pass yard during the Bears-Packers game Saturday. Just add another player to your lineup, and if your pick hits, man, you cash in. Download that Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 1010XL, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Dropping to Smith. Looking, scrambling to his right. Scrambling, he's getting hit. They're going to sack him. They're going to sack him at the 45-yard line. Josh Hines Allen got him. Terrific sack by Josh at the 45-yard line.
And that is the single. With that sack, Josh just passed Tony Brackens for career sacks as a Jaguar. That now gives him 55.5 career sacks.
Geno Smith drops. Looks. Pump fake. Knocked down. Devon Hamilton knocked it down. It's no good. The Jaguars win it. How good is that?
So I kind of cheated and I went with 2, but it's because they were both in the same overtime against the Raiders. Josh Hines Allen breaks the franchise sack record, and then Devon Hamilton swats that pass down in Las Vegas. And now that we have gotten to 13-4 and had to keep pace with the Texans or really stay one game ahead of them, you look back in every single moment of this season when the Jaguars were in those close games mattered.
Yeah.
The Jaguars had to beat the Raiders. The Jaguars had to beat the Cardinals in overtime. And then obviously all the other wins factoring in as well. But yeah, congrats to Josh Hines Allen and what he's done this year with his foundation for One for All in honor of his son Wesley, who beat cancer. They raised an amount of like $40,000 this season.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Between what Josh put in and what the fans put in.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
well, thank goodness Geno missed the open guy. So that's a good thing.
That was nice too.
You know?
I was trying to find the Devon something about Devon when he was the long snapper, just to be funny.
That would have been great.
But I couldn't really find anybody interviews after, but not in where like Devon's in as long snapper. And so I was like, dang it! I was like, it wasn't a defensive play, but that was just such a cool moment.
That was awesome. By the way, if you haven't watched The Hunt yet, it debuted, or not the new one, I should say, debuted last night. So after Miami beat Ole Miss, I was wide awake.
Yeah.
And then I realized The Hunt is an hour long, but I started it anyways. And it's absolutely fantastic, worth every second. They do start back in week 10 and then go through the rest of the regular season. So it is absolutely worth your efforts as far as watching it in your time for sure. Look, I think one guy who we really don't ever mention, but he's also going to play a massive role this Sunday against the Bills is Matt Dickerson. He's the starting defensive tackle next to Devon Hamilton when the Jags are expecting the Bills to run, and obviously it has been for a while this season. That's a huge matchup, Tom, when you're going up against James Cook.
Yeah, well, look, their offensive line's wicked good, the Bills. They're mean and nasty, too. They're going to bring an attitude down here, and they're going to try to pound the rock. I think, Dickerson, Hamilton, and Eric. I mean, Eric's got to have the best game of his Jaguar career, even though it's brief. He's got to really – he started off real strong. He's still good against the run. They wouldn't be at 3.9 yards per carry if him and the Hamilton and Dickerson and everybody else who's played inside if they weren't doing their job, right?
And I'm guessing Eric's club would be off.
Yeah,
it
should
have
be.
him as a guest today,
but not just against the run. I mean, they got to get in the face of Josh Allen. You've got to collapse that pocket. Just going around the edge is not going to do it. It's not going to be enough. He'll just
push
step
him back.
up, just so he can't step up, right? If he steps up, that line's got to be knocking back into him. Like we saw, remember when Mahomes was getting just harassed? He kept running into his line because they kept pushing him back. So we need a lot of that. But those two in that interior position, they got to have the game of their life. Hamilton included, man. You got to shut Cook down, and you got to push that pocket back. And it's not going to be an easy task.
No, certainly not. The Jags PR put out some stats today for the press box notes that I had not realized somehow. So on drives that have started with 2 minutes or less in the half or game, the Jaguars defense has allowed only 6 points all season, the lowest in the entire NFL. And then the Jags this season played 8 games against teams that qualified for the postseason. That's tied for the most of any playoff team. Their 5 wins in those games are the second most in the NFL. The Jaguars recorded a plus 10 turnover margin against the playoff teams. That's the best mark in the NFL. So we talked so much, to your question, Taylor, to Jarrett Bell of USA Today Sports, who just joined us. We talked so much about the number one rushing offense and the number one rushing defense. it's those takeaways that have led to that great turnover margin. That's where I feel like if the Jags can pick Josh Allen off, especially if Josh Hines Allen can pick off Josh Allen, but if the Jags can get 2 interceptions, I feel like that's a fantastic day at the office.
Yeah, and I mean turnovers in general, punch the ball out. They've been good at getting the turnovers in general, and that's one of the things that when you talk about field position, they have the best field position in the NFL, and there's a lot of things. Parker's returns are factoring into that, but also the takeaways and giving the ball back to the offense as often as they have, and in the parts of the field where you feel like they've been able to turn it and be able to score. You talk about they've also scored the most points off of those turnovers, so those all factor in this weekend.
Well, the Bills are 3rd in the league in fumbles in the running game. They have 16 fumbles on the year.
Wow.
We have 9. So it's not a big differential, but they're top 3 of the worst. So maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
And I also looked where Josh Allen's I know this is so weird, but interception ratio went from 1.1 to 2.2. So you may say, well, it's only a point, but amount of attempts, I guess, factors in. So I don't know how much that means, but maybe you can get a fumble. Maybe you can get a pick. I mean, you gotta get some turnovers.
Yeah, you forced Jonathan Taylor to fumble, so you may as well force James Cook to fumble. All right, let's say hello to the man of the hour, E.T.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
I'm here.
All right, E.T., we have you on the line, and I know all of Jacksonville wants to know where you are.
Yo, what's happening right now? I'm in front of the Public Suffolk University right now.
All right, and the playoff prowl, you're giving away T-shirts and what else?
I got swag, man. I got T-shirts, I got footballs, I got 1010XL swag to get the folks ready to hit the bank this Sunday.
E, you've been going all day long with this. How's the vibes been? How's everyone feeling about this weekend?
Oh, man, you can just feel the energy that's been injected into the city. It's a totally different vibe, man, and I love it. Y'all know that's my type of vibe. Energy is contagious, and I'm all about it.
There's teal everywhere. I mean, around our office, we're in a big office building. There's people walking around, and they all got Jag gear on. Almost every single one of them. It's fantastic.
How it should be.
Absolutely, man. Contagious.
Teal everywhere.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
E, do you already have your teal outfit planned for Sunday's wildcard game?
No, I ain't doing that till Sunday morning when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Hop up out the bed, turn my swag on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wasn't sure because you do have to be downtown at 8 a.m. for the kickoff show.
I'm going to be up at like 3. Come on, Lauren. Stop playing with me.
He's an early riser.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, remind people where you are right now and what they can get.
I am currently at the Public Suffolk University, and I got some swag for you. Just come out at your boy.
Excellent.
All
and
right.
What's been your favorite stop of all of them today?
I ain't going to lie, the first one, man, Sonati's, it was popping. Sonati's was because they also fed your boy. And you know me.
Oh,
There's a little
If it's
extra
free
there.
for me.
They love 1010XL out
Oh,
of
yeah.
Sonati's.
I'll just say Jack's Beach does it best. I'll just say that.
Yep.
Hey, but I got a couple more stops to make, so y'all make sure y'all follow 1010XL social.
All right, will do. The playoff prowl ongoing. E, thank you so much.
Hey, no, appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Look,
right.
the Jaguars know that the fans need swag, so
Yeah.
that's why
That's
they're out
right.
and about. And then,
Get
of
some
course,
swag,
they needed
baby.
some good vibes and the hype man, so that's
Yeah.
why they have ET along for the ride.
Absolutely. It's a great time of the year, man. It brings back great memories, just on a Friday, getting
Yeah.
ready for your playoff game. Oh, just
It's
Extra
been
juice.
so hard for me to
Just gets
focus
you
on
crazy.
work today.
Yeah,
I was
no
all day
doubt.
sitting at my desk.
No
I'm like,
doubt.
I can't even focus right now.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it's a great feeling to have. It's been a bit since we've been able to feel this. So
Yeah, no doubt.
At the end of the day, it's Liam Cohen's job to keep the team unlike us, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all
like you got to work.
That's right.
correct. Like we're all just ready. Like let's kick off the game right here, right now. But they still have work to do. Today's a fast Friday. They'll have their team meeting tomorrow.
Yep.
They've got to go through the game plan still. Liam Cohen earlier today met with media, and if we have time, I'll play the cut of him discussing how in depth they go with the play call sheet with Trevor and things like that. And so they put a ton. We already knew they put a lot of work into it, right? But they put a lot of detail into it, and they'll also have meetings, Tom, to discuss when it comes to overtime. If the game does go to overtime,
Yep.
about the weather, do they want
Yep.
to defer? Do they want the ball? Like they go over everything, which
Yep.
is a great thing. It's just impressive too, because again, he's never done this before as a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably learned that along the way, right? I mean, you got to be ready on Sunday because any of those things can happen, right? You got to be ready for them, especially when it comes to overtime and how you're going to defend.
Because the rules are different than the regular season. Even though they've been through overtime twice, the rules will change now.
All those things. I'm sure Liam also, whether it's with himself or with other coaches, going over when he's going to go for it on fourth, what situations, where I'm at on the field. More times than not, he's going for it. But, I do hope that, he does. I know he's an analytics guy, but go with your gut sometimes, too. Sometimes just take the points. Sometimes just get some momentum. 3 is better than 0. You know what I mean? And I know they're winning, so you can't be too critical of them. But I do hope that, look, he doesn't let the emotions get too much to him, and that he's not just like, hey, the analytics say go, because sometimes the analytics aren't always correct.
And
you actually talked about that today too, by the way.
You got a kicker.
No, you have a kicker you trust. There's other teams that don't have that.
Right.
So the analytics, you probably lean a little bit more into that. But this team, you have somebody who you've now seen make a 67 and a 68, and then also all of the other all of the other things he's able to do. So you lean into that. You take the points in a game like this when you can.
But even don't go for 2 when you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? That snake bit you last night. I'm sure he's learned these things. He's a first-year coach. It's not, he's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying to be aggressive. I get it. I will say this, because we're going to hear my favorite play, but my least favorite, please don't do the flea for the hook and ladder on your first drive. You want to show off later because you're up by 2 scores, or you need something to spark your offense. Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that, but don't get too cute. You're going to that can happen again. It's too risky, and you can't afford those risks if they don't bring you reward.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Liam did talk about the aggressiveness, and especially fourth down today. And basically his answer was, look, we've been aggressive, but the game's going to dictate it.
Yeah.
In game is obviously the situation is going to tell this
how aggressive you have to be.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
You evolve. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? From the first day he was the coach to now, he's way different. You know what I mean? He's learned so much. He's doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely. All right, Tom's takeaways are on the other side. Keep it right here. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. There are many ways to experience 1010XL.
The key to this whole thing is their computer.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Get me that computer program. Yes, sir.
At 1010XL.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Green Law Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Green Law Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Green Law Group, for the insured.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 9th, 1972, the longest winning streak in major professional sports is snapped when the Milwaukee Bucks beat the LA Lakers by a final score of 120-104.
Playoff football calls for the grill. The January Rancher Box from local Fair Jacks is packed with pasture-raised beef, free-range chicken, and pork. All local, all delivered. Stock up for game day at localfairjacks.com.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back home this Friday, January 9th, as they battle the Orlando Solar Bears. Friday is Cowabunga Night, a theme night that pays tribute to Jacksonville's cattle days when the city was called Cowford. So celebrate the region's cowboy roots and beachside vibes. Game time 7 o'clock at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #FireWithin.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Trevor under center. He slipped and he fell down. Trevor fell down on the play. Now he's going to try and run it in. He's in it. He is on touchdown. Trevor ran it in. He ran it in. Touchdown. He got up. He fell down. There's a flag in the end zone. It's against Kansas City. Trevor Lawrence ran it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
All right.
I love that.
Yes.
Stumble, bumble, fumble.
Yes, the stumbling, fumbling, bumbling, but no fumbling. The baby giraffe gets up from the ground. My takeaway today. I'll tell you what, as a fan in the stands, that might have been the happiest moment that I've ever had in the third,
Okay.
as a fan, because my whole family was there and we were all jacked up and it was just unbelievable. And that was the same night with Lloyd, my defensive player of the year, that we talked about. You know, the it was just awesome. It was just great. And then the way that he stumbled and then we're all like,
oh no.
And then he got up and the block by, was it Ezra, just depleted some guy or finished his block and then he broke the tackle and that was great. What a great night.
Especially because he did that and fumbled in the preseason. So
Right.
we were all like, oh no, here we go again.
But that's what I remember saying. Like, it's a good thing that happened in the preseason against the Saints because he learned what to do, what
How to
not
react
to
to
do.
them. I don't think he knew what was happening, honestly, when he was
No,
trying to crawl
thank
off
goodness.
the ground.
Man, that was unbelievable. What a great night.
It was a wild
Great play.
moment. Yeah.
Brought to you by my good friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. That's takeaway today.
Yeah, I could have picked a defensive play from the Broncos game too. So I could have gone double Broncos,
Sure.
like the Jarian Jones interception.
Mhm.
It's those biggest games that's what leads to your favorite plays. We still have Taylor's ahead as far as her favorite play. Also defensively, we went defensive today. We went offensive the other day. Tom went defensive the other day, so he went offensive today. I feel like we've talked so much about Trevor, obviously. Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Etienne, Bashal Tootin, LaQuint Allen. Like, are we talking enough about Britton Strange in this playoff game against the Bills? Because I do feel like he's a massive factor also.
I don't know about massive factor, but he's going to be a good factor. And
and it could be more blocking than catching.
I would venture a guess he'll have a touchdown. I think he'll be looked upon. It'll be interesting if they get Quentin Morris any more love in the passing game. But Brenton's going to be beast. And by the way, all those guys you named, the first one that comes to mind is P. Wash. I mean, what a year he's had. I mean, he has been absolutely incredible. I love Jacoby Myers being here. It's great timing, all that. I love that BT's gotten a little bit better. Of course, the other guys, Tim Patrick catching passes earlier in the year, but Parker Washington, man, has just had a phenomenal year this year. But between both those two, they should see a lot of action on Sunday because we're going to need them. We're going to need them. I don't know, how you're going to attack the back end of them because they are really good against the pass. They're at about 6.2 yards per attempt. They only allow about 60% completion. So they're good. They don't sack a lot. You know what I mean? They don't have a ton of interceptions, but they get off the field on third down. Okay, but they're good against the pass. They're terrible against the run. So, who knows? Maybe we can see a little more running, but you're going to need Brenton Strange. You're going to need Parker Washington, and then we'll figure out who's going to be the star of the day. They spread it around like we know, so that's a good advantage, but so do they, for the record. I mean, Josh Allen up in Buffalo, he doesn't have like a go-to other than Kincaid. Kincaid, the tight end, is probably his number one target. Yeah. His he's got 13 bigs down the field, way more than anybody else on the team. So, it should be interesting. But yeah, Brenton Strange will have a big day.
It's interesting. It reminds me a little bit of the storyline with the Bills run game and the Jags run defense, because the Bills are really good against tight ends. So I do think that if Brenton Strange has a good game, then, you're doing even better. So I do think that's one of the storylines when it comes to I'm sure Bills are having the conversation. Like, if we can figure out a way to run the ball against this team that's been, I think I saw a stat earlier, they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher, obviously, in any game, but I think they've only allowed one to even hit 75, like a single person to hit that amount. And
the
so
Jags, you mean?
The Jags.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you're talking
Jonathan
about
Taylor hit 74 yards.
Yes. Yeah, right, so not even 75 is what it was. So that is something that obviously they've been able to do all season long. So I'm sure that's huge conversation in the Bills locker room or in all their meetings is find a way to run this ball, and this is what will start to expose some of the things in the Jags defense. And in reverse, their tight ends, the Bills are able to run the ball, and the Bills, like when you look at the two things that are opposite on each side of the ball, it's almost strength against strength and who ends up winning those two battles.
Yeah, I tell you what's going to be interesting when they go double tight end, because Knox is really good as well, and then you got Kincaid. Do we go that 3 big safety and get Antonio Johnson on one of those tight ends? I'd feel really comfortable him covering. Lloyd, he can cover, but I'd feel more comfortable with Antonio Johnson doing it. I want Lloyd more like attacking, like just don't let Josh get out of the pocket. Just kind of hover around, cover your hole, cover your spot. Play a lot of zone, that type of thing. But go get him, man. Don't let him, leak out and then just have this open field to decide if he's going to run or throw it. Just attack him, and hopefully, with that the big safety, we can cover down the 2 tight ends. Because really, look, the one wide receiver, Shakir, he's good. He's solid. He's not, he's not going to, kill you down the field too much. Brandon Cooks, he had a big day last week, or 2 weeks ago against the Eagles. So, he can get down the field. You got to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's for them, it's running the ball, it's the tight ends, and it's Josh Allen just becoming Superman at some point. Don't let any of those things happen and you win the game.
Yeah. Stay
pretty simple.
That's easy.
Stay disciplined on defense and take care of the football and offense for sure is right. All right, we will make our picks, and Lauren's Lane also awaits on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios. Saturday and Sunday, we watch the games.
We're all on the same page then.
We spend Monday talking about what we saw. Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-Game Monday. Makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore product, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Still time to swing by Chick-fil-A and grab a peppermint chip milkshake, peppermint chip frosted coffee, or the peppermint iced coffee from Chick-fil-A. Whether you're in the mood for something sweet and creamy or made with coffee, these drinks are a classic way to treat yourself or those you love. Peppermint beverages are at Chick-fil-A for just a limited time, so stop by your local restaurant or order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
the flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Florida doesn't ease into the heat. It comes fast and it comes hard. And if your AC barely survived last summer, you're already on borrowed time. That's why Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning wants you to start the year off strong with a new AC system. Make the smart move before summer hits. Right now, get their lowest price of the year, $1,000 off a new AC system when you install by February 28th. Call now to schedule your free estimate and get ahead of the season. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Bills this Sunday. Let them do the driving. With multiple locations around town and passes starting at just $10 on the MyJTA app. To learn more, visit jtafla.com. That's jtafla.com. It's 79 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Football Friday. Wild Card weekend is almost upon us, and the Jaguars kick off against the Bills Sunday at 1 p.m. The later it gets in the week, the happier I am. I was always fine with the 1 p.m., but I'm even happier that it is 1 p.m. The Jaguars routine gets to stay pretty much on schedule. under the lights is certainly fun for fans, absolutely fun for players. But there is that added extra hype to it, and I feel like that'll help keep the Jaguars calm. Obviously, the Bills do have more playoff experience than the Jaguars, but several of the Jaguars players, like we talked about earlier this week, have some playoff experience. Trevor Lawrence has played not just obviously that Chargers game here in Jacksonville, but also on the road against Kansas City. The Jaguars came up just short in that game, but he's got a couple of playoff games under his belt, and certainly that second one was huge and under the lights. But yeah, 1 p.m. on Sunday, we are pumped. Time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
This is not about the University of Florida, although I could give you some portal news about that, but that's neither here nor there. The University of Miami, congratulations to them advancing to the national championship, beat Ole Miss last night 31-27. It was a very close, exciting game. All I have to say is it was definitely defensive pass interference on the Hail Mary. That's all. I'm not saying that Miami wouldn't have won the football game if they had called it properly, but they didn't call it properly. Ole Miss should have had one more chance. Trinidad Chambliss, who won't get that extra year of eligibility, like you said earlier, Taylor, was, I feel like, robbed of at least the one more chance to get that ball into the end zone. But it is what it is, and Miami will face either Oregon or Indiana January 19th.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. I tweeted, I was like, it's so nice to have, like, fun, close, stressful games that don't include your team are great. Like when you're not have that like emotional involvement in what the outcome is, it's nice. I'm not going to congratulate Miami, but I will congratulate Carson Beck because obviously Mandarin alum. Also, I'm a Mustang also, and it's just cool. It's cool to see guys come out of here, and we see talent all over right now. We see a ton in the NFL, including multiple on the Patriots. A receiver and a running back on the Patriots right now. So there's a lot of talent that comes out of Jacksonville. And so it's really cool to see them have their big moments and shine, especially with the kind of up and down of what Carson Beck's career has been. So it was, and him running in for the touchdown at the end for the win is just that extra little umph that I feel like maybe that team needed.
Yeah, let's drive. He showed a lot, man. I mean, they converted 3 or 4 third downs on that drive. You know, he made the winning play. It opened up like the Red Sea. Carson, it was right there, man. But I'm glad he found it.
Yeah, reminiscent of Trevor Lawrence, like we said often.
Yeah.
And it was the Colts.
And it could have gone either way. You know, plays happen. You know, they missed calls. We know that for a fact.
For sure.
We've seen that.
And Miami had lots of chances to kind of put the game away. I felt like earlier than that. And I mean, whether it's against Oregon or Indiana, Shannon Dawson, the offensive play caller, run the football a little bit more because your offensive line are beasts. They also missed a false start on Francis Mauigoa,
on that last
really good right tackle on that last drive for Miami. But either way. All right, we've got some picks to make, so let's get to it. So Tom was the only one who picked Miami. Taylor and I both picked Ole Miss at least to cover, but Miami did cover. But it was a 3.5-point spread. Miami won by 4 points. So, like we said, it was close.
Vegas knows things.
So
Vegas
close.
certainly does. All right. Now we will get it to the NFL. Great job, RJ. We're going to kick things off with Taylor's team, the Packers at the Bears in Chicago. The Packers are a 1-point favorite. The week started with the Bears as a 1-point favorite. Then it has switched over to the Packers being a 1-point favorite. But without further ado, Taylor Dahl, who you got?
I'm terrified of this. Everybody all week has been like, how do you feel? And I'm not great. And the last time these two met with the game that I went to back on December 20th, I was way more confident in that meeting. And there was just something that I don't know. You just have that feeling sometimes that it's like, okay, it feels different this weekend. I was worried all week, just mainly because of the defense. They get a lot of takeaways, but they can't stop the run. They can't rush the passer. They can't cover normally. There's a lot of issues. And you saw that against the Niners game. That's why there was like 80 points scored in that game. It's switched. I did my podcast yesterday, talked to Tom Waddle and Doug Plank, 2 former Chicago Bears, and they are way more confident than I was the first few days, and they both say the Bears have a better team right now. The Packers have lost 4 straight. That Jordan Love hasn't played in a while, so there should be some rust. You take advantage of some of those moments. So I'm going to say Bears on this one, and they end up winning their first playoff game since 2010.
How about that? That would be great for the city of Chicago.
Tom?
I want the Bears to win just because I like the Bears, but I don't know. I feel with Love back. I feel if the Packers were at home, I'd say Pack. Like I wouldn't even be hesitating. And the Bears, because they're at home, I think they it may be a close game. I can see why it went from 1 point to one side, 1 point to the other. It's kind of a flip 'em type game if you think about it. But I think it's going to come down to who can stop the run if they can. I mean, you saw what Chicago cannot do is stop the run. I don't know if Green Bay's that great at stopping the run, and they've got
like
injuries
150
too.
on them last time.
Yeah, so, but both games, I mean, I don't know. I think Packers are going to win. I think it's going to be a tight game. I hope the Bears do it, but I think the Packers are going to get it done.
All right, I'm going with you. I think the Packers get it done as well, just because Taylor all season long has told us how bad the Bears defense is, and that part is tricky. All right, then we go to the Monday night game. The Texans on the road at the Steelers are favored by 3. I will tell you right now, I'm going to take the upset, and I'm going to say the Steelers come out of that game at home. Mike Tomlin gets to keep his job, and the Steelers beat the Texans. The Texans' defense is elite. Their offense is really not that good. It has moments, but it's not that good. Taylor?
Yeah, I think the Texans easily win this one, personally. I just think their defense is too good, and when Steelers have faced those type of defenses, they just haven't really been able to do much at all. And the Texans' offense has gotten a lot better. There's a reason they've won 9 straight games, and their defense is a big part of that, but it's because things started, despite a bad offensive line still, which has gotten better throughout the year. So I think it honestly will be an easy one for the Texans.
Yeah, I got the Texans, too. I just envisioned Rodgers not being able to move anywhere and getting clobbered. He gets DK Metcalf back, so that may help him. But, you got Stingley on the other side, who's one of the better corners. But, yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. I you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like 16-7 or 16-10, something like that. But I think the Texans get it done.
I hadn't looked to see what the weather's going to be like on Monday, but it looks like a high of 37, low of 25. And maybe Sunday it will snow, but Monday should be clear, no precipitation. There's your Pittsburgh weather report. All right. When it comes to the wild card, Tom?
The wild card. So, would you write this down? Because I didn't write mine down yet,
Yes.
but I did pick it earlier.
Well, I got yours wrong last week, so I'm paying attention this week.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Rams and the points.
Okay.
I think they're gonna win by more. What is it? 10.5?
10.5.
I think they're gonna smoke Carolina. I think they got a lot to prove. I know Carolina beat them before. But this is the playoffs. Throw everything out. The regular season doesn't matter anymore when you get to the playoffs. Trust me. So I think they got something to prove. I think McVay's gonna be like, look, we gotta put on a show here. We gotta show the rest of the NFC that we can really put, beat the teams we gotta beat. I think the Rams beat them up pretty good. So that's my wild card.
Well, my wild card is the exact opposite. So wish me luck, because I have not been picking.
We got a battle
lot,
between
yeah.
Wow,
I'm going to take. I just feel like 10.5 is too many
It's
points.
a lot. It is a lot.
The Rams are on the road. They've come kind of limping into the postseason with the last few weeks, and so yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers at home. As long as they lose by 10 points, then
that's right. You win.
Then I win the points.
That's right.
Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going Niners at Eagles. Eagles are favored by 6.5. I think the Niners win this game, but at least cover.
All right. Good for you. That's ballsy. I mean, it is. I mean, Philly's playing some good football right now.
I just think, I don't know.
You said
I think they're
playing great.
fine. I think they've been good, but I don't think they're the same as they were last year.
Agreed.
And I think the Niners defense is another thing where I think has obviously struggled. They have a lot of missing pieces, but I do think that their offense can just score no matter what. So I think they're going to be able to, even if it's like a 1-point win, because Brock Purdy has 300 yards and 80 rushing yards and 3 total touchdowns. I feel like, not saying it's going to be a crazy high scoring game like that, but I think that they're going to be able to score enough
If
to
they
beat them.
can stop Saquon, they'll win.
Yeah,
I
which a
don't
lot
know
of
if they
teams
will.
have this year.
Yeah,
You said
but
6.5 or
them.
5.5?
6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think the 49ers can win that game too, by the way. All right. And finally, the wild card game here at Everbank Stadium on Sunday as the Bills Mafia comes to town. They are going to be quieted per what Tom McManus thinks. Tom, the Bills are favored by 1 point on the road, so add that to the disrespect column for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You've got the Jags winning 27-24.
Yeah, I felt early in the week, like even Monday, I was like, just looking at the matchup, looking at the common, opponents they've had, looking how they're, they match up against the run, against the pass, both sides, special teams as well. We're a very complete team. We're a very confident team. They're confident too. They're thinking probably they're going to win this game just like we're thinking we're going to win it, right? I got them 27-24. I do think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch if you don't have a dog in the fight. You just watch it from afar like we saw last night, that, back and forth type thing. But I think our Jags get it done, man, in advance. And Buffalo goes home and figuring out what to do with Sean McDermott, which is, the guy averages 11 wins a season since he's been there. Like, how do you get rid of that? I don't know. But
that's what happened to Harbaugh, though.
We all
one
want
Super Bowl and not one for a long time.
Right. And and it happens, right? What have you done for me lately type of league. But we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, I think the Jags come away and move on.
I think it's a little bit more comfortable than you think it is. I think the Jags win by 10 points, 30-20. The Bills do start off slow, and I think the Jags are going to get off to that fast start. Got the home crowd behind them. And I think between Liam Cohen, Grant Udinski, Spencer Whipple, and Trevor Lawrence, all the time that they're going to put into that game plan, I think they're able to find the holes in the Bills' defense, especially running the football, which is going to be a huge part of it. Taylor?
Yeah, I'm going Jags, but my score is almost exact, probably what Tommy's saying. I'm feeling that kind of. I almost even wanted to go more like 30-27, but I was that's in that range, that field goal, higher-ish scoring. That's what I'm picturing.
All right, so there you have it. By the way, RJ, who you got on Sunday? Bills beat the Jags or the Jags beat the Bills?
Jags beat the Bills. Let's move on.
That's right.
Take care of business at home. I love it. All right, we will check in with Eric Wood, former Pro Bowl center for the Buffalo Bills, when we return. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the Greenlaw Group Studio,
Helmets and heels.
Fred Taylor is now in 1010XL's backfield.
Fred Taylor with 2 touchdowns.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins on 1010XL.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjacks.com.
The Jaguars are AFC South champions.
How good is that?
And we're not done yet. Sunday, January 11th, head to the bench as the Jaguars face off against the Buffalo Bills in the NFL wildcard round. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. So let's bring the energy for the biggest game in franchise history. Join the playoff action by visiting Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't mess around because she loves
Mechanics, former Jaguars linebacker Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Football Friday as we count down to Wild Card Weekend and, of course, the game right here in Jacksonville, FLA, between the Jaguars and the Bills as we chat with former Pro Bowl center for the Bills, Eric Wood. Eric, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So let's talk about the Bills' offensive line. We'll start there. What are their strengths, and how exactly do you think they're going to be able to block guys like Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker?
This is a really good group. I saw on the Pat McAfee show this week they won the award for Offensive Line of the Year, and this is a team that had the leading rusher in all the NFL in James Cook, and pass blocking at times. We've seen more sacks this year than last year, but a lot of times it's because we have a lot of confidence in those guys, and we leave them one-on-one a lot out there on the edges. But all that being said, it's a good group in Jacksonville. Their sack numbers are down this year, but they got some studs up there on the defensive line.
Let me ask you about the pass catchers, because we've had a lot of conversations about that. Coming into the season, I was a big fan of Khalil Shakir. And then obviously the two tight ends you're going to talk about. But the addition of Brandon Cooks and what he did against Philly, having that 100-yard game, how much do you think he will factor into the game plan this weekend?
Yeah, picking him up that late in the season, it's, it can be a transition to get on the same page as Josh Allen, but we've seen his numbers ramp up, and then we obviously rested him a week ago. And so, they expect him to be a big part of the game plan. A lot of their shot plays that we've seen to Brandon Cooks come off of play action. So first and foremost, this whole Bills offense revolves around establishing the run, and then it's the play action that comes off of it. And that's where you've seen these tight ends get involved. Brandon Cooks has gotten some shots down the field, and then most of Khalil Shakir's catches come, fairly close to the line of scrimmage, but then he's second in the NFL in yards after the catch.
Eric, great to have you on the show, and congrats on a great career, man. Loved watching you play. As you look at this matchup, we feel pretty confident about how we match up against the Bills. How do you look at it the other way, and why do you think the Bills win this game this weekend?
For me, it comes mainly, the main reason would be Josh Allen and playoff experience, and as well as he's played throughout his career in the playoffs. And then defensively, this Bills defense, ever since week 12, has been trending in a very good direction. They've had their struggles this year, and they certainly still have their injuries on that side of the football, which hurt. But this is a defense that has continued to improve throughout this season. And so, look, this could be a good game. I mean, the AFC this year is pretty balanced as far as, whether it's, looking at it from a Bills perspective. If you're thinking about Denver, Jacksonville, if you were going to, pick, you'd probably say Pittsburgh, but then going to New England, I mean, those top three, it's going to be a difficult match either way. Got a lot of respect for Liam Cohen and what he's done in Jacksonville this year. And I know you guys know that. You've followed each and every week, but what he's been able to do throughout his career, the success he had with Baker Mayfield a year ago, and shoot, if anybody can get the University, I'm a Louisville grad, so if you can get University of Kentucky's offense for a couple of years playing as well as he did, that's impressive.
Especially with Will Levis, Eric. especially with Will Levis. When it comes to the fan base, where are they at right now on Sean McDermott if the Bills were to lose this game?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reports that, the Bills could be making a switch. I think realistically, that would be fairly far-fetched just with the amount of success that Sean has had throughout his career with the Bills. And then, the injuries that they face this year to still have a 12-win season. To me, I don't think it's super realistic. And but there's, man, what is there? 8 head coaching openings right now. It's going to be wild. And these teams that fire their coaches early, they got to have a jump start on this. But now it seems no one's ready to commit in case maybe a Buffalo comes open, and we see Baltimore coming open in the last couple of days. And so there's going to be a lot of turnover this year in the NFL when you consider that 25% of the teams right now already have head coaching openings.
Eric, is that losing, when you talk about a playoff road streak, talked about as much there for the Bills in general or Josh Allen as it has been here this week?
Yeah, it has been. And, one of them was my final year in that game in 2018 after the 2017 season down in Jacksonville. And then they lose their first game, Josh's first playoff game down in Houston in an overtime thriller. And then the rest of them have come at the hands of Kansas City, and not a lot of teams have had success there in the postseason either. And so, I mean, look, it's been a trend. Unfortunately, a majority of it has been a result of just playing the Chiefs at their place.
Eric Wood here with us, former Pro Bowl center for the Bills, also with the Buffalo Bills radio as an analyst. As bad as the struggles on defense stopping the run, Eric, you guys are really good in the pass defense, ranked near the tops of the league. Not a ton of sacks, not 13 interceptions, not at the top, but it's 6.2 yards per attempt and not a lot of completion percentage. How are they getting it done on the back end up in Buffalo?
Yeah, I feel like they do a great job of mix and matching their coverages, whether that's zone and man or disguising which zone looks they're going to be in. They got pretty athletic linebackers, and although the sack numbers haven't been in a decent amount of pressure this year to maybe beat up some throws at times. And so, the run defense was so bad early on that I think at times teams were getting so much on the ground that it can skew the numbers when you look at the pass game. But as of late, this rush defense has come around. I believe in the last 6 weeks, a top 3 rush defense. And so they've greatly improved. It's just they were so bad, the rankings don't seem to reflect it a whole lot.
Eric Wood with us, former Pro Bowl center for the Buffalo Bills. Eric, by the way, are you coming down to Jacksonville?
I will be there. I get in on Saturday, and I'll be there for the call on Sunday.
There we go. I guess I should have figured that since you are with the radio. And as Tom just said, by the way, the weather here, it looks like it'll be a high of 65, low of 46 with a 35% chance of rain. Just FYI for everybody out there, which I feel like that's really warm for this time of year for Bills players.
Yeah, but I think most of them would lock in the high 60s any day, though. As you know, there's not many Western New York guys on Buffalo's team. We do have a couple, but for the most part, most of the teams from down south, and they'll be this time of year they'll be welcoming some sun and in high 60s. That'll be perfect.
Eric, let me ask you from the Bills' perspective and what they are looking at with the Jacksonville Jaguars, this streak that they've had, this win streak, including just seeing Trevor Lawrence week by week, it feels like he's improving, getting more comfortable in this offense. The addition of Jacoby Myers just felt like it sparked some things. What's the biggest conversation of this offense and what they feel like they need to be able to slow down, stop?
Yeah, I think it's the passing game first and foremost, and I do think Jacoby Myers has made a difference, but to me, this is a different Trevor Lawrence that I've seen throughout his career. He seems more decisive. He's making quicker decisions. He's simply attacking matchups at times and not trying to do full field reads. And this is a guy that when I was with ESPN, I covered 3 of his games on the call. And, he was obviously a blue chip prospect coming out of high school and then number 1 overall draft pick. And then to me, whether it was coaching or however you put it, it just didn't seem to all click for him until this year. There's been times where he's played at an incredible level, but it just seems like his decision making is so much better this year. I'll give him credit for developing throughout his career, and then give Liam Como a lot of credit as well for the fact that, I just feel like he's making quicker decisions. And then when he goes to run, he's looking to make plays now and not necessarily fully protect himself or, just grab a few yards or whatever it may be. He's looking to score. You get in the red zone, you got 3 live targets at receiver. You got Strange the tight end. He'll throw it to ETN out of the backfield in the red zone, and then you got to worry about him running as well. And to me, that's the total package, and that's what I believe when they drafted him number 1 overall, you're expecting.
Yeah, a little bit like Josh Allen. We hope he can play that way on Sunday. Eric, who's kicking for you guys this weekend? Is Prater back? I know they signed Matthew Wright. Who'll be kicking the ball for you guys?
Yeah, the indications are that it's going to be Prater, and so that's our expectation.
That helps for sure. He's a good kicker. I mean, Matthew Wright's a good kicker, but hadn't been kicking that much, so that'll help you guys.
Yeah, we're not 1 first down away from a field goal like Jacksonville is, but
right.
But after Tyler Bass went out with an injury in the preseason, Prater for the most part this season been able to steady the ship.
I don't even know if the Jags need a first down to kick that field goal.
Depends on the kickoff return, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let me actually talk about that a little more because you talk about what Cam Little can do with his leg, but the field position in Jacksonville has been one of the best all season, and part of that is takeaways, part of that is just in general what a Parker Washington can do in return in some of those other games. Has that been a conversation, a storyline there?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. You got 2 guys back there on kickoffs that both run 4-3, and then you got Washington back there on punt return. You got maybe the best kicker in the league. And so you guys got our old special teams coach and Heath Farwell down there. That's right. I always felt like when I was playing, when you played against coaches that, like a former special teams coordinator, sometimes they'd have a trick up their sleeve. It's not as easy for, surprise onside or anything like that anymore, but you could see some different wrinkles with Heath, going against the team that let him go.
Eric, as you look at Josh Allen's year this year, what has been successful against him? Like, what have teams done that, maybe have won the day where he didn't have his best day, that type of thing? What have they done? Are they confusing him, pressure him, or a little combination? What have you been seeing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just putting constant pressure on him. You look at a game like Houston where they were able to take advantage of a dinged up offensive line. Or right tackle Spencer Brown was playing with a shoulder, and Deion Dawkins got concussed during the game. They let him come back in, our left tackle, and then after the game he was actually missed all week of practice with a concussion, and so and then missed the following game. And so we had a couple of dinged up tackles, and they were able to apply consistent pressure off the edge. And then there's been times where teams have been able to give us confusing blitz looks and put a bunch of pressure on them. And so, I mean, any quarterback in the league, they become a lot more human when you're able to put consistent pressure on them. And Josh Allen's no different.
Eric, the other familiar names, Eric Ciano, the former Bills director of strength training, now here with Jacksonville. And then, of course, Gabe Davis, former Jags receiver, now coming down here with the Bills. So, yeah, lots of connections for sure. All right, so how do you see the game playing out on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a competitive one. It's set as the highest over-under in the NFL for this weekend. To me, I think it's probably somewhere in the 24-20 range. Give me the Bills. It doesn't do me any good to pick against them, but to me, the defense, the overall intensity picks up in the playoffs to where generally you don't see those big time shootouts. It wouldn't surprise me if they do because both these offenses can score. But to me, I think it'll probably be a game played in the lower 20s where, that 53 points to get the over. I guess I don't see that happening. How about you guys? I want to hear your guys' opinion.
I got 27-24 Jags, so just under the over at 51.5. At least that's what I'm looking at, 51.5. Is that what you got for the over-under? Yeah.
I think I saw either 52 or 52.5. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's around in that range. We both went about, I had Jags also 27-24. I said maybe a 30-27.
Well, down there, you guys got to do Hard Rock bet, so
Yeah.
maybe
That's right.
maybe I'm seeing something different.
No, yeah, you are correct. And I've got the Jags winning by 10. I'm very confident in the 3 phases like we discussed. But Eric, have a safe trip down here and hope things don't go your way.
Appreciate it. You too.
Hey, safe travels, buddy. Thank you.
Obviously, on the field. The traveling part. I
Sure,
hope
flight
that goes
gets
well.
here safe.
Correct.
Funny.
Yeah.
I say good luck, but I don't mean it.
That's
you know,
right.
no, that was great.
I get it. All right. So when we come back, Taylor's favorite play from the Jaguars defense in the regular season, we will hear that. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL.
Rocky Top rolls into the swamp for a Gator lunch date. Tennessee, Florida. Tomorrow at noon on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Still time to swing by Chick-fil-A and grab a peppermint chip milkshake, peppermint chip frosted coffee, or peppermint iced coffee from Chick-fil-A. Whether you're in the mood for something sweet and creamy or made with coffee, these drinks are a classic way to treat yourself or a loved one. Peppermint beverages are at Chick-fil-A for just a limited time, so stop by your local restaurant or order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple, it's discreet, and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back home this Friday, January 9th, as they battle the Orlando Solar Bears. Friday is Cowabunga Night, a theme night that pays tribute to Jacksonville's cattle days when the city was called Cowford. So celebrate the region's cowboy roots and beachside vibes. Game time 7 o'clock at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #FireWithin.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Collins now on the near side, dropping a C.J. Stroud. He gets hit as he let it go. The ball's floating up there. The ball is picked off! The Jags, I believe they picked it off! The Jags have picked it off! The Jags have picked it off! They take over at their own 4-yard line! What a play! They hit him as he let it go! It was picked off! Antonio Johnson has the pick against the Texans. He's from Texas A&M. And the Jags have taken over at their own 4-yard line.
Yeah, multiple reasons for this one. Number one, Antonio Johnson, and like this kind of prefacing the season he was about to have and all of the good things that he's done this year. But this moment, the Texans are driving down, and there's 27 seconds left on the clock. They're down 17-10 at Jacksonville at this point in time. It's the fourth quarter, 3rd and 1 at Jacksonville's 28. So this potentially ties the game, and who knows what happens after that. And that could be the division. If the Jags lost to the Texans at that point, if the rest of the season went the way that it has, that's Houston winning the division. And that's how close it was, as an Antonio Johnson pick away from possibly having that next thing. But it was just such a big moment. And I feel like that's kind of the epitome of what we've seen this year when it comes to the moment you start to get a little nervous, somebody on defense has made a big play, or somebody on offense, but it may be a big catch. But we've seen a lot of those moments on defense, the takeaways obviously being a big thing. Of just, it sparks that reverse energy, and it was really fun. That moment going back at the time, you didn't know how, because the Texans were 0-3 at that time, so you didn't really know how monumental that game was. But down the stretch, it ended up being huge.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that was his first pick of the year. He's got 4 now. Yeah. He's
got 5 now.
He's got 5 now.
Oh
yeah, because he tied Devin Lloyd. That's how I remember that.
That's
so,
right.
And they are both tied with some other players, but tied for second in all of the NFL. Kevin Byard leads the NFL with 7. And then, Devin Lloyd, J.C. Horn of Carolina, Ernest Jones of Seattle, Antonio Johnson all have 5 interceptions.
Yeah, he's had a great year. He's had a great year. They finally figured it out.
And Tremaine Edmonds.
And Nashawn Wright.
Oh, yeah, Nashawn. That's what it was.
Yeah, so that's obviously for Taylor's defense that may not be very good. They've got a ton of takeaways. They lead the league. By the way, great job, RJ, putting all those together for us. And also, great job by Frank Frangie on all the calls. He's done a terrific job.
He's from Texas A&M.
And Jeff Loggeman chiming in as well. Yeah, round of applause, because if you don't listen to the games on the radio, you're really missing out on a ton of intel, and also just the pure excitement.
Passion.
When the guys are the play-by-play and the color commentator are fans of a team, it gets more juice, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the TV broadcast, that's fine too. They're try to be unbiased.
No, right.
But hearing the hometown guys call it is
real passionate.
Absolutely. And how good is that?
Yes.
Hopefully we hear that a lot on Sunday.
Have you decided, Tommy, that if you want a spy this weekend?
I want Devin Lloyd and Antonio Johnson to mix it up. Yeah, I do. I think that's important, because if you don't get the interior push, then you can't just let him out the side, because that's when he's really dangerous. I mean, and then he takes off running. He's not afraid to whip it from there. Just he buys him more time. It's hard to cover when that happens. You got the screen. They call it splatter. You got to get on your guy, and he's trying to make you. Make you miss all over the place. It's just really, really hard. You don't see the quarterback, because you're trying to grab your guy. You don't see the quarterback throwing the ball sometimes. So I think that's pretty critical. I got a question for you guys. What we were talking? Look, we're all confident. We're of this team and winning this game. How do they not win the? What would one thing you have to pick that would cost them the game? Like, they just don't win the game because this happens. Not just one play, but something in the game. The Bills do whatever. Josh Allen goes off and you can't stop. Whatever it may be. What would you pick?
I think for me, it's ball security. That somehow, some way, the Jags are getting yards, but ETN fumbles, and I don't even like saying this out loud, but something along those lines.
You lose the turnover ratio.
You lose the turnover differential, and you lose momentum because of something like that, too.
Fair.
Yeah, to me, I think it is directly correlated to Josh Allen, but on the using his leg side. I think that if the Jags aren't able to contain Josh Allen and he starts to run and you have multiple rushing touchdowns, then that just opens things up too much for what they can do, because then you have to put a lot more focus on that. And maybe you're talking about spying, you're taking guys away from the back end, and then you open it up to Josh Allen being able to throw, and you don't want that to happen. So I think the pressure on him and trying to keep him contained and in the pocket as much as possible is what would end up kind of ruining it.
Okay.
I definitely have nightmares of Josh Allen running all over this defense, even though they've been a really good run defense, the best in the league.
When he's not playing the Jags, he's one of the best guys to watch on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, he just is. I mean, you'll turn that game on. Like, I'm watching because of him, because he'll do something that's fun to watch.
Honestly, when watching that Eagles-Bills game that we've referenced so many times, like I was shocked the way that game ended.
Yeah.
Like, there was a wide open player for the Bills for the 2-point conversion to go ahead and beat the Eagles, and they couldn't do it. Josh Allen missed his wide open guy. And look, that happens. We've talked.
Oh, we've seen it.
And it was downpour. I don't know if it was raining then, but it downpoured the whole game.
It was messy weather.
Miserable.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was raining at the very end, but it's that at least gives you hope that he's not always making the correct decision.
Yeah. I mean, it slipped out of his hand. I don't know. I never really followed up, but yeah, he missed that one. I would say if Kincaid and Knox have big days, if we don't control their tight ends, I'm not worried about Cook, but Cook is that guy. I mean, you give him he's gone. I mean, we have some breakaway, but he can take it from
Liam called
one.
him elusive and slippery.
I mean, he runs like. He runs angry a little bit, always forward leaning, almost like when Pacheco used to run that way. You know what I mean? He's like mad at the ground, but he's really fluid. He cuts back wonderfully. He sees the field. That's what I was saying. You got to be really, really patient on the backside when you're the backside backer or the backside safety. Going to the flow into the ball inside out to him. But I think if those tight ends, even if we shut down Cook or control them, if those tight ends hurt us. And they are really good. Kincaid's his leading receiver. He's all the way. He get a bunch of big plays down the field, and it's in the middle. Quarterback's best friend. I think that'll do it. That'll hurt us, and we won't win the game.
On the flip side, if the Jaguars finish this sentence, if the Jaguars win the football game, this will have happened.
We cracked the sternum of Josh Allen, and he can't breathe. That would be a good one. No, I would say that Cook. Or how we do win.
Yeah, is limited.
We limit the runs of Josh Allen. Okay. Yeah, the other side. Because if he can take over a game with his legs and his arm, but his legs start it when he gets out of dodge and gets out into those open waters, as I like to say.
Yeah, for me, Taylor, it's 2 interceptions. Pick Josh Allen off twice, especially if it's in the red zone. That would be excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, mine, I kind of alluded to it yesterday, but I think it's running the ball and getting back on track with that. I just think that this is a bad run defense in Buffalo, and so I think that if you can't run the ball, then there's something wrong and something's not going right with what your offense is supposed to look like, and their secondary is a lot better than you've faced in a while. Houston has a really good secondary, and you obviously ended up losing that game at the end because of some of those things that they were able to shut down, so you don't want to have to rely on Trevor to do everything in this game. You want to be able to run the ball.
Let's see the trap off tackle right at Milano. I'm telling you, he cannot hold up if it comes right at him. And
he's also on the injury report all week, too.
That play he's been ill. I think he's got some kind of sickness. But that play's been very successful when they time it up right off that tackle, right outside, strain to the tight end, making a great wham block, a trap block. So I think it could be there. I don't think you want to try to go east-west. You want to get north-south and then cut it out and go right at him. I think if you allow him to run and roam free, he'll make a lot of plays. So I know he's not the number one defender on their team, but he is a pretty darn good player if you don't attack him, and I say we attack him.
Yeah, Milano with the illness did not practice Wednesday, but he was a full participant yesterday. Of course, Jarian Jones, we've talked about it with an illness. He did not participate Wednesday, but he was
Something's
limited
going
yesterday.
around, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We know, like we said last week, Liam Cohen didn't speak for one of the days that he was supposed to meet with media because he was dealing with something, but hopefully Jarian is perfectly fine when it comes to Sunday's game. All right, one segment to go. We'll bring you today's Pest of the Day. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David, 24/7 at Epstein and Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Hey, Tom McManus here. When it comes to glass, you do not want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jayville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken, glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to those Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror around here, and it's Duval.
Crown Royal Friday on Helmets and Heels.
Start the fresh new you with Local Fair Jacks, the online farmers market delivering fresh local food to your door. Start for just $7 with code FRESH1010 at localfairjacks.com.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. A new year is the perfect time to make sure your car is ready for the road ahead. And nothing gives you more confidence than a fresh set of tires from my friends at Big Chief Tire. I've trusted them for years. They take great care of me, and they'll take great care of you. Start 2026 with a smoother, safer ride. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief get you rolling.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour will meet you at the green.
Blue skies, fresh cut grass, birds chirping.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Grip it and rip it.
Get tips, tour notes, and the latest gear Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So, switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
My name is
Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We're about to turn it over to the Frangie Show. That's going to be live at Island Wing on Beach Boulevard, the brand new Island Wing location right there between Hodges and Kernan on Beach Boulevard, pretty much right across from Jacksonville Golf and Country Club. And go hang out with them and get there early because they have some t-shirts. Don't know what they say yet, but they have some t-shirts. So make sure that you get there. And time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They do a fabulous job taking care of any pest control issues we have at our house, as well as Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. You can trust their technicians like we do. So Bills are moving to a new stadium. We do know that. Highmark is no longer. They'll move to a new $2.1 billion venue in the fall. That part's fine. But the Bills are selling seats. Okay, also fine. They're selling turf. Fine. Lockers. Fine. They're also selling the urinals.
I was about to say, were you going to go to toilets on this?
Yes. To Bills Mafia fans. That to me is, I know, like, why would you buy that, right? But why would you sell that? You shouldn't even be able to sell that. That seems like a hygiene issue.
Hygiene issue?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you would think so. I mean, God knows what's been in those urinals.
Don't sell the
I don't know.
urinals.
Especially in
that seems
Buffalo.
weird. Who would want one?
Exactly. I don't
Why
know.
would you want one?
I
don't
guess
know.
in
Maybe
your
in your man cave.
Yeah, we were thinking the same thing.
Thinking like, oh, Jim Kelly took a leak in this urinal way back when. Let me tell all my friends about it.
But I don't think it's the ones from the locker room. I think it's the like trough ones, which are just disgusting.
guess people are very about memories, and so I guess just to feel like you have a piece of history. I don't know. I remember something similar being talked about because Wrigley has troughs. Is that what they're called?
Trough urinals. Yeah, that's what they're selling.
Yes, and so it was a similar thing happening in Chicago, and people are like, "I want the trough," and I'm like, "That's so strange."
I got a trough. It's outside my backyard. I got my spot. It's
called
my
grass.
Yeah, it's called grass.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow, that's kind of weird.
That is.
And
That's
it
what I
is
thought.
very gross. I mean, why would you even want that?
disgusting.
Yeah, that's weird.
By
They're
the way,
weird up there.
I feel like Bills Mafia wants to claim that in 2018, so the 2017 season, but in 2018 is when they came, January of 2018, that they like took over the city. They took over Everbank.
Whatever.
Like,
No, you didn't.
there were some fans,
Yeah,
but
no,
it was
all
not
black.
Yeah, it was
Mostly black.
not a ton of Bills
It wasn't a
fans.
teal day. It was a black. Remember, because they wore black, I think, at the game. Most of
The
us were in
Jags?
black. Yeah.
Well, this Sunday, like
Yeah.
we said,
It's
teal out.
teal, yeah.
Wear
Wear
your
your teal, baby. Wear your
for
teal.
sure.
Yep.
And let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes Carline joins us now. Hayes, rumor on the street is you have some T-shirts at Island Wings.
Yes, absolutely. Please come see us. We're at the Tamaya location. It just opened, and it is spectacular. And yeah, Frank's got 80 of these things that we'll start giving away immediately. So come see us. There's already a great amount of Jaguar fans here getting fired up for Sunday at 1 o'clock. And we're certainly fired up for a great Frangie show. We're going to have tons of great guests today. The mayor, Donna Deegan, is scheduled to stop by. We're certainly looking forward to that. I had a chance to catch up in the locker room today with Parker Washington and Antonio Johnson. So we'll play those interviews for you. And Pete Prisco will join us at 5:15 to talk all things Jaguars and NFL playoffs. So it is here. We are ready. And let's show the Bills who is boss.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like all this Jags talk has made us forget that there's another national semifinal
Yeah, by
tonight
the way.
between Indiana and Oregon. Did you think, Hayes, that it was defensive pass interference on the Hail Mary?
No, you're not going to get that. I mean, it unless the guy takes out a machete, that's not going to get called. So I wasn't surprised. I mean, was there contact? Probably, but I mean, they're not going to call that in that moment. So I give Miami a ton of credit because that looked like a game that might slip away from them, and they didn't allow that to happen. So should be a fantastic championship game no matter what happens tonight. And certainly looking forward to it. But NFL playoffs will be most of this show, and certainly Jags Bills coming up Sunday at 1 o'clock.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Hayes.
All right, thank you.
Once again, Island Wings on Beach Boulevard,
Sounds
the brand
like a
new
cool spot.
location.
Yeah.
Did you see, by the way, the bet that Mayor Deegan made with the mayor in Buffalo?
I did not.
Wings for something?
Yeah, so she was on Good Morning Football this morning, and I guess the two mayors made a bet that if the Jaguars win, then the Buffalo Bills have to send a truck of buffalo wings to Jacksonville, and those are donated to one of the food banks here. If Buffalo wins, then Jacksonville has to send Mayport shrimp to Buffalo, and that's donated to their food banks up there.
Well,
Safe Harbor's happy.
I hope that they have a similar cost because Mayport shrimp are much more expensive than chicken wings.
Chicken's expensive nowadays.
But I guess that is true.
Especially those buffalo ones.
Especially those. All right, that'll do it for us.
Let's go, guys.
Tom, you are going to be at the stadium or not at the stadium, or you haven't decided yet?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
I got to figure it out with my my women. You know how it happens with you girls, but we got to get it all on the same page.
All
We'll
right.
see if it happens.
Sounds good. And Taylor's already nervous for her game
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
I'm double nervous this weekend, but I'm ready. I'm pumped. This is a fun week. One of the best weekends I've had in a long time, honestly.
There you go.
Let's
It's always
go.
wild card weekend's always fun.
It is.
Playoffs
Oh, yeah.
is great. It's
Yeah.
awesome. We're in it, and go Jags. We're gonna win this one.
Go Jags is right. Looking forward to it. And to everyone out there, have a safe weekend and get to the stadium early on Sunday. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will hopefully be talking to you on a Victory Monday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show live from Island Wings on Beach Boulevard is next.
Are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you. How does number 9 feel about number 16?
All right, here we go.
Find out when David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony. Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste